that they be released. Their statements are not long. And with the witness that we stood down, we have 2 videos to show him. So he will take our. Oh, sorry.
Mr. David.
Court that whatever evidence I'll give before the court shall be the truth, but nothing but the truth. That also helped me God.
Your full names and where you're stationed?
Your Honor, my service number is 238220. Mr. Adamson Bungei, AIG, Director of Operations, Kenya Police, currently.
And can you tell the court where you were posted and what your ranking was in June, on 20th June 2024?
Your Honor, I want to put in record that I was the Regional Police Commander Nairobi, executing my duties as the Regional Commander within the Nairobi region.
As a regional commander, or what your duties were?
Basically, the duties can be of a large extent, but I want to be specific that most of that is my specific area of duties is coordination, liaising, and also at some point directing and leading the team towards the objective of the day or objective of the service within the regional command.
(2024). Can you tell us what happened in the morning hours in Nairobi CBD?
Your Honor, I want to be specific on this as well, that on that specific date mentioned here, there was a situation. I call the situation because it wasn't any report made or anything that was intended to be. There was a situation within the CBD, that is the central business of Nairobi, started from 8. This was occasioned by the communication which was going on within the social media.
Yes.
That there could be a demonstration led by a group neighbor called Gen C, of which the same started at around 11. A number of young people and a population grew up within town. That became a crowd and led to the demonstration within CBD. And at the time that is within 11, the entire town was invaded by young and a group of persons. By then, calling themselves Gen Cs, which led to a full demonstration within the CBD.
Did you have any report of anything that was going on specifically?
Your Honor, there was no report in place. Nothing was reported or no report was made on respect to the same.
Okay. Did you have any reports of any action the police took during that time, especially in the morning hours?
We didn't have any report that police could take, but the police were on the normal deployment as usual. So there was nothing in place because we didn't have any report made as per that intended demonstration.
I'll now take you to the 20th of June 2024 at around 8 p.m. Can you tell us what happened concerning this matter?
Your Honor, I can attest to the court that at that time and moment, around 2:45 or 2:50 hours, I received a call from then OSPD, that is the Officer Commanding Police Station Central Division, that there was a report made by one of the attendants within the police hospital that there was somebody who was brought to the hospital, and the same is as a cause the injuries within the police hospital.
Did they tell you which? Can you repeat the hospital for us, please?
Police
Bliss Hospital.
Yes, police hospital.
Do you know where it is located?
That specifically, by then, because information was called, it was specifically within the areas of Tomboya.
And once you received that call from the OCPD, what did you do?
Of course, because police has a responsibility and duty, and that should be underlined, that it is our responsibility, even if somebody dies in his house or our own house. We as police has to attend for purposes of further procedures. So in that matter, therefore, I too informed the OCPD to take the necessary procedures that are supposed of the station commander.
By the OCPD?
Well, I may not be specific, but as per the procedures of the service, it is always normal that the police officers ask to attend the scene and take the necessary measures at that time.
Do you know where the person who succumbed to his injuries, do you know where this person was taken?
Probably, at the time of then, the procedures are very normal. Police have standing operations, that is standard operations. That whatever the circumstances that cause death or whatever, the body is collected and taken to city mortuary.
And from that point, do you know what happened in regard to the deceased?
I didn't have any much report because then it was just a report made. Then we could not tell and know exactly what could be the cause, perhaps apart from the physical injury that was seen then, until when the doctors could have done the postmortem. That's the time we come to understand what might have happened. But initially, we didn't have any report on that.
And were you aware that any postmortem was conducted?
That was in the previous day. That was on 21st.
On 21st.
The postmortem was done.
The postmortem was done on 21st?
Yes.
Did you come to find out the individual's name?
The names came up as, by then that was the information, the only name that came in record was Rex. That was the only name that came in record by then.
And how were you involved? Were you involved in any other way, apart from the report the OCPD made?
No.
Do you know who took over investigations into this matter?
Probably what happens is that there are procedures, standard procedures in the police service. After the incident scene has been attended, the next thing is to open an inquest, which is usually done by the team from the DCI.
I want to take you back to the day of the incident, which is the 20th of June.
Yes.
You said there were large demonstrations and a large crowd in town.
Yes,
Happened that necessitated the police to move in.
Of course, there was some demonstration that led to destruction of property within the CBD then, and that breach of peace within the CBD as well. So police had to come in to restore law and order within that circumstance.
And they were there between morning hours, and were they there in the afternoon, the
Yes.
demonstrators?
Actually, it had picked up to the high level now of demonstration in town. Everywhere was events happening within the CBD.
You've mentioned that damage was occurred. Can you tell us what kind of damage occurred?
Yeah, the damage was actually, most of them was destructions of individuals' property and even police property, that is vehicles as well, were destroyed. They were being stolen from both sides, in either of the sites. And police are carrying what we call injuries as well.
As a regional commander in charge of Nairobi, you said that police officers were deployed. Can you say around what time they were deployed into the city center?
Let this be specific, Your Honor, to record that police deployment is daily. As we talk even now, police are on deployment. So the only thing that police did on that time was reacting to the situation. And that was a reactional situation that led to deployment of each and every available police officer or security agency within the CBD.
Do you know who was in charge of any deployment at that time?
We didn't have specific deployment to mention that somebody was in charge. It was about a situation that was being responded to. And in police service, the operation or mode operandi depends on the situation that leads to reaction and action to be taken at that time and period, and at that time of need.
Okay. And when you say people were police officers were deployed, can you say which agencies they came from?
Deployment I don't, Your Honor, deployment should not be specifically that there were records kept for this deployment. It is a deployment by virtue of action. And whatever the action was, is that from the basic need that came at that time, that is the time police were deployed. And deployed means taking action. That is what we mean by police deployment. And to mention so, services came in.
Which kind of services came in?
Of course, to the extent even we had the military team, we had the officers from prisons and NYS and so forth.
So you are a mix of agencies?
That is multi-agency response.
Yes. Was there any other deaths that you learned regarding on this day of the 20th of June regarding the demonstrations?
No.
Is there anything else you'd wish to say regarding this matter in court today?
No, save for only to confirm that police service is always the line of security in matters internal security, whereby we take responsibility when when matters of interest to the public comes in.
Yeah.
I'll start with
Yes, Your Honor.
You've informed this court that police were just deployed as a normal location,
Yes, Your Honor.
like any other day.
Yes.
You remember you recorded a statement with IPOA?
Yes.
That was on the 19th of July 2024. A statement I think you are referring to.
Yes. Your Honor.
Kindly read for us paragraph 6 of your statement.
Paragraph 6 is.
Yes, paragraph 6.
Can you guide us and tell us which sentence?
Paragraph
The
6.
sentence. It starts with which sentence?
I would wish to state.
All right. Yeah. I'm certain of this. I read.
Yes, please.
Your Honor, just to mention this one is that I would wish to state that I've been asked to issue an operation order, and in this, I would wish to state that I was not asked to bring, but in this statement, Your Honor, I would want to object.
Please read finish reading the statement.
Yes, I was not asked to bring it alone in the summon, and in Article 24 of Article 5 of the Constitution of Kenya, there are limitations to police officers read by Section 42 and 48 of the NPS Act that limit police officers from giving out classified information.
So there is in fact an operation order.
No, Your Honor. I want to clarify this one, Your Honor, because this was typed, and I think the insertion of the word asked did not come from my attention. I'm clear in my mind that there was no operation order.
Can you refer to your statement at the end? There is in fact a signature. Is that your signature?
Yes, it's my signature, but English is made of who writes. I want to be specific on this, but my words are very clear. I did not, and there wasn't any.
Did you sign that statement?
Yes, I signed, Your Honor.
On the 17th of July 2024, IPOA received an order from court requesting you to provide, since you are the regional commander, you are being requested to issue an IPOA investigator with the operation order.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you receive this?
I did receive.
Did you provide the operation order?
I could not provide because there wasn't an operation order. As I mentioned earlier, it was a reactional operation of situation.
But in your statement, you've just read that you are not asked to bring it.
No,
but in
that
fact-
was that was an error by itself, but I confirmed to the court that there wasn't an operation order, and that is why we could not provide any by them.
So you're saying we are not able to confirm which officers were at what specific position on that day?
To be specific on this one is that confirmation means unless you are drawn an operation order. But when there is no operation order, it's a reactional situation to save the situation at them.
You've informed this court that
Concerning the situation?
From that morning, 5 a.m. in the morning, up to around 11, there were just attempts by some rowdy youth to disrupt the activities within the CBD. And at around 11 a.m., there are actually a big group that had already gathered, but not organized per se, because it was rounding from 11 a.m. We were able to contain them up to around 4 p.m.
And at 4 p.m., what happened?
At 4 p.m., the group now turned around it, and they started now engaging in criminal activities. That is actually robbing from pedestrians, motorists, and they also attempted to enter into parliament, but they were not able to. But they were able to pelt stones from Uhuru Highway and damage around 11 vehicles from the parliament building.
And do you know what action was taken?
We also tried to contain them and repassed them. We repassed them, they were not able to enter the parliament building.
And where were you at this time?
At this time, I was actually at the parliament.
So you were at the parliament area?
Yes.
So you're talking from first-hand experience of what happened?
Right.
And you're stating that once you're able to repulse them from parliament, what happened, or what did you see?
After repassing them now, it was helter-skelter within CBD. We could not actually say specifically what was happening because they were all over. And the criminal activities continued, whereby they were able to break into one telecom shop, and they actually stole everything, that is the phones and the phone's accessories, and damage that was totaling to 2 million. And at the same time, they also tried to break into Access Bank, which is along City Hall Way, but all that was able to be repassed by the police officers. But for the telecom shop, it was actually vandalized.
Okay. I'll take you to the evening from around 7 p.m. Were you in any way contacted, or did you get any information regarding anything?
Yes.
Can you tell the court what happened?
At around 8:30, I got a call from the DCIO Central, informing me that he had gotten a call from the police management, this hospital management.
And where is that
And,
located?
That is Longton. And to be specific, a call was from one Lawrence Machira, who is the head of operations at Breeze Hospital, informing him that he had a patient who was brought in with a wound on the thigh, on the left thigh, and actually succumbed.
And once the DCIO told you this, did he add anything, or what did you do?
When the DCIO told me that, and now we had to follow the police procedures, whereby we had to dispatch an officer. The DCIO didn't actually, because once we lose a life, that's a matter of investigation, and the DCI team takes over immediately. So the DCIO took over the issue, and the police procedures were followed, and the body was cleared to sit mortuary.
And once you were informed about this incident, did you get any further information regarding it?
When San got that information, actually what follows is investigation. And after that, an inquiry is opened by the DCI team, and that is actually what happened.
And once you got this information, did you do anything with it? Did you inform anyone?
Yeah.
What other action did you take?
When I got that information, it's a matter that I'm supposed to escalate to my senior, that is the regional police commander, Mr. Bungei, which I did. And it's actually my duty to inform him of what is happening on the ground. I informed him, and at the same time, we took action as we are supposed to.
And did you find out, to his injuries, did you find out anything about him? His name or anything?
Yes, I did. I was told he was called Rex Masai.
And were you informed his name that day or on another day?
I was informed of the name from the DCI team after they went to the scene. That is at police hospital.
And where were you when you received this call from the DCIO?
I was still at Parliament building because there was damages that had happened within the Parliament.
So you were at Parliament building?
Yes.
At what time did you then leave Parliament buildings to go back to your normal duties?
I actually left at around 10 p.m. because that's when normal sick are resumed, and I left not to the office.
And,
Sorry.
yes, and you left the office.
Yes.
Can you tell us the situation in town at that time?
At 10 p.m., it was already calm.
So between the time you were reported at 8:30 and 10 p.m., were there still incidences in town? Between 8:30, you got a report at 8:30 from the DCIO. You left Parliament at 10 p.m.
Yes.
How was the situation between 8:30 and 10 p.m.?
Between 8:30 and 10 p.m. Actually, up to 10 p.m., we still had helped us with incident. So at around 10, that's when I normally returned.
I'll take you now to the 25th of June 2024. Can you tell us what happened on that day?
On 25th and June 2024, and the same happened again. No information from anyone. No
When you say the same, what happened?
I
Or
mean,
what did you do at on 25th June 2024? How did you start your day?
On 25th and June 2024, because we had gotten so many posts everywhere everywhere on social media. The slogan was Occupy Parliament. But again, there was no official report on that day. No one came to report. No one consulted my office because those people are saying they were formless, they were faceless. There was no one to engage. So that day I started my day again at 5 a.m.
And where were you at 5 a.m.?
at KICC.
And what were you doing there?
I held the police officers on the standby team, that is the standby team.
And from that 5 a.m., how was your day until 4 p.m.? What was the situation? What did you do and what was the situation on the ground?
At around 9 a.m., we started getting so many people within the CBD. All of them wanted to march to Parliament. That's why we started our day, and we were able to contain them throughout the day, up to the late hours of that day.
How would you describe the city center on that day? Central Business District.
Chaotic.
And how did the police respond?
The mandate of the police is not to make sure that we maintain law and order and to make sure there is peace, which we really tried.